Hey guys, Shooter here. Welcome to episode 3 of our 1.18 survival series. So today we're going to start off with feeding up the cows that we got here, which I've slowly been breeding as I've been just kind of playing a bit on the world. And then after these guys are all bred up, we are going to move on to getting a nice layout of a potential, I guess, castle. Hopefully the final layout that I want. Also off camera, I've just been getting some tools enchanted. Still have not, gone mining for more diamonds yet, so still a little low on those. But the skeleton spawner that we worked on last episode has been a great help in getting our tools enchanted. Yeah, so let me just finish up a few things here, and then we'll jump into a nice little time lapse of me laying out some groundwork for the castle layout.
Flashing lights in your eyes. Travel the coast down to Malibu. Party's close, just me and you. Oceanside, we got time. We can let it go. I remember when we met this summer. Knew that it would never be the same. Everything left to discover. You never know when your life will change. There's no telling where the road will lead us, but we know there's no turning back. I see the world in brand new colors. Ever since we met this summer. Ever since we met this summer. Ever since we met this summer. This summer. This summer. This summer. Under moonlight in July, we keep dancing through the night. What's inside? We can't hide. Show me all the corners of your mind. I remember when we met this summer. Knew that it would never be the same. Everything left to discover. You never know when your life will change. No telling where the road will lead us, but you know there's no turning back. I see the world in brand new colors. Ever since we met this summer.
And we're back. So I just want to kind of come in here now and just kind of explain this outline that I've laid out here. So we're going to head over this way just so I can start to explain it. So there's going to be two different walls. There's going to be this wall that I've already laid out, which is more the actual castle and the keep itself that is kind of outlined here. And obviously, like, this outline goes all the way down this way up until the edge of the cliff just over here. And it doesn't quite go right to the edge, but might as well. And obviously the castle wall is going to go along the edge here and kind of move with the terrain and all the way over to that way. And then there's going to be another set of walls, which I'm going to probably bring out to about down here to start with. About this Y level here. And right here, you can see I kind of just laid out a straight line here, which is just 6 blocks long. 3, 4, 5, 6, which is the gateway. So that's going to be the main gate to come into the actual keep itself. And then another gate that's kind of just straight down to about here. It might not directly be in line with this, but also we're going to have a path kind of wind up to it, not just a straight line upwards. So just going to kind of play around with that. And also, not all the towers that I laid out that are circles are going to be actual circles. I might swap some out to be squares. I'm thinking the actual entrance towers here for the entrance of the keep are more so going to be square towers, probably more on the diagonal rather than just a straight flat square tower. So we'll kind of see where that goes. But yeah, so that's kind of that. And then just over here, you'll see that near the end of the time lapse, I added this bit, which there's not going to be a gate here. There's going to be just the actual castle wall itself here. But right here, roughly, is going to be another tower. There's going to be a gate between the two towers, which kind of leads over here. I'm going to expand this chasm a bit more, and then there's going to be a second part of the castle on that side. And yeah, so that's kind of my plans for this. I'm not going to exactly lay out the other part right now. I might lay out the actual entrance into the whole walled-in kind of like city almost. But besides that, I probably won't lay out the actual outer walls today. But yeah, I'm going to do a bit more resource gathering because I'm going to need a lot more resource to actually kind of get started. I might swap some towers around from circle to square, and I'll come back to you guys once I kind of have that kind of laid out a bit more. Hey guys, and we're back. So right here we have these two square towers here, which I plan on having the pathway to actually get up here, kind of slither up down here, and then kind of come between these two square gates, which are on the outer end. And we come up here, which a path will kind of slope up, kind of curl around, and we'll come here, which I turn these two circle towers into square ones, with a 7-block gap here and a 9-block gap down there. That way, you can kind of feel that one's bigger and this one's a little smaller, but not by a whole lot. And I decided to make those ones, I actually center like squared rather than diagonal like these ones, just to give a bit more variety and also makes it so these two aren't exactly lined up per se. Because if I made them diagonal, I'd have to either shift them like all to the side, like to the right or left there, or I just turn it to a 90-degree angle and then have a straight enter and then mess around from there. The walls that will kind of go around and kind of, slither around on the outside will probably be kind of like how these walls are kind of laid out. But, again, subject to change depending on what gets done and whatnot. But right here, so I plan on having the entrance to this area here at Y132. Whereas if we come all the way back down here, the actual Y level for the entrance of the outer area is 118. So, a good fair distance to come up and down. Got a lot to work with in terms of terrain height and whatnot. But from there, I'm probably going to kind of level this, kind of level it all out in terms of, getting this down to Y132. And then kind of, shifting the cobblestone downward, and then I can kind of work from there in terms of kind of getting it all leveled out. And then can go from there in terms of actual building. And I forgot to remove this bit. Now that makes me want to recount this. 1, 2, oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. No, I didn't mess it up. Alright, perfect. But yeah. That's kind of my goal for here. But as I said last episode, I want to kind of get at least one building done so that way I can actually move my storage units somewhere. But I don't exactly want to, build a tower and then go, okay, and we're going to live in a tower for X amount of episodes while I continue building the castle. So I'm going to think of like a smaller build that I can do, probably just outside, maybe down by the water, maybe down actually where my storage unit is right now. Just a place that I can actually move into rather than just kind of be out in the open. And I'll come back to you once I kind of have that place figured out. Hey guys, so it's been a little bit since the last clip, and I know I said that I was going to, figure out a spot for us to build a small building or something, just to actually live in a area to build this episode. However, I got a bit sidetracked, and unfortunately I forgot to record a lot of it, but as you can see from my hotbar here, my shovel is almost dead, and same with my pickaxe, which my diamond shovel wasn't even like damaged at all last clip. I still had an iron shovel, which was like 3/4 durability, and my diamond pickaxe was fairly alive, had a lot of durability left still, but I decided to go over to that mountain behind me there and clear out one of the calcite nodes, which I didn't even get all of it. And then the bit that I forgot to record is up here. which, as you can see, this area is a lot different from how we left it before, which obviously it was not flat like it is now. I went around and completely flattened this area out. I gotta go over there and do the same as well, just to get at this little, just because this area here is meant to be the actual keep itself, so that way, or rather, the reason I flattened it is because it is the keep, and so I want to have everything at one solid level, and then I can raise and lower certain areas as I see fit. For example, this area here that's already, heavily dipped down, I'll still probably incorporate this dip down area roughly in this area. However, a lot of the other areas were, like 5 blocks up and then, kind of sloped downward again. So it wasn't really much of a point for, in my eyes, to keep the area how it was before, and rather completely flatten it and then kind of have me go around, kind of figure out areas of different rooms and whatnot, and that way I can actually figure out the idea of the build itself. And obviously, some areas are going to be raised a bit, some areas are going to be taller than others, and whatnot. And same goes for this area over here. Once I actually fix my tools and then come over here and just kind of flatten the area roughly from here all the way to here. But of course, I didn't want to touch this area a whole lot just because of the fact of I don't have it exactly laid out for where the keep itself is going to stop and where outside the keep is going to begin. So I'd rather kind of leave this place for its, on its own for the time being. But obviously, once I kind of plan out all this area, then I can kind of move over to here and then plan that out. But yeah, so that's kind of where I've gotten to. And unfortunately, again, I'm running out of time for this episode, and I don't have a area for me to live in. So we'll probably stick with just the temporary storage unit just on the ground. I'll probably move all my items up here and just, set up camp here. And that way I can start, figuring out different rooms and layouts and all that. And also have access to all my items a lot easier. However, my cow and sugarcane and wheat farm and whatnot are all going to stay down there just because most of that's a pain to move, mainly the animals. So all this stuff's going to stay down there, but all of my items are going to be moved up. But I'll do that off camera between this episode and next episode. But yeah, so have a good night, guys. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
I've been falling to pieces and I know it's hard to say. I've been holding the pieces and I know it's hard to say. 'Cause I know that you don't play. I know that I've been away. 'Cause I know it's hard to believe that the night isn't